Welcome back to Slothbox. I'm Lyndon Dixon, and today I'm joined by a top British prospect in Robert Caswell. Rob, how you getting on, mate?
Yeah, not bad, you.
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I want you to take me right back to the beginning. Where did it all start for you? How did you first get into this mad sport of boxing?
Yeah, mad's fault it is. Started when I was about 10. My granddad took me down to a local pro called Johnny Armour. He liked box for the British, I think, and he was a good boxer back in the day. And I went down there, was with him for a few weeks, and he was like, "Oh, you could take it further. You need to go to an amateur gym."
Mm.
So he said, "Go down to St Mary's. That's where I was based as an amateur."
Yeah.
So I went down to St Mary's in Chatham, is where I'm from. And then yeah, just stuck at it. I was there for about 10 years, I think, to about 20. Had 50 fights for them, got to a few national finals, won some Box Cup gold, stuff like that. And then COVID hit, which was just ruined everything really. But pros were still going on. So like they were still allowed to train, spar, and the plan was always to turn pro at 21, but I thought, well, I might as well do it now, really. Nothing's going on.
Mm.
So I sort of made the move when I was about 20, but I didn't make my debut for about a year, which was good in hindsight because like I had a year in the gym, in like a pro gym, learning, sparring, and toughening up really. So yeah, no, it's good.
Mm. But what was it about boxing that made you think that, right? Because the thing is, plenty of people step into a gym and they have a couple of fights, but what about it made you decide this is what I want to do for a living?
Yeah, everyone says they've done a bit of boxing growing
Yeah.
up in it. So I don't know. I just tried all different sports, really, like football, golf, just stuff like that. And I just wasn't interested in none of them. And then boxing, I just got the bug straight away. I think 'cause it's a solo sport, it's all on you. Do you know what I mean? So if you don't train, it's your fault. If you do train hard and win, then you reap the rewards. You know what I mean? Just yourself. So I think that's what it was really.
Mm. I saw that as an amateur you boxed Dennis McCann, and I just
Yeah.
wondered, first of all, what was that like? And at the time, you're both kids at the end of the day, but at the time, could you see that he was going to go on to be a top pro?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, everyone knew about Dennis from the amateurs. Like he was stopping people when we were kids. So yeah, everyone knew he was going to be something big. So yeah, and then I used to like see him on England camps and sparring, watch him spar, and you could tell, yeah, he was a good talent.
Mm. You're currently with Adam Martin. I was just wondering, we all know how important that relationship between boxer and trainer is. What's so special about your relationship between you and Adam?
I could trust him. Do you know what I mean? Like when you first turn pro, all the amateur coaches sort of say the same thing. Like you can't trust anyone in professional boxing, and they're all sharks and
Mm.
stuff like that. And you're like, oh, but like when I first like was going like looking around for trainers and that, everyone was saying the same thing about Adam. Like he's loyal. He's a proper boxing man. He sticks to
Mm.
his word, and it's true. Like everything he said when I first turned pro, he's delivered on and yeah, he's good. He's a good boxing bloke.
Mm. I saw that you trained a lot out of Adam Booth's gym with Adam Martin. I was
Yeah,
just wondering, there's so much talent at that gym. Josh Kelly, Harlem Eubank, Mick
yeah,
Conlon.
yeah,
What was that like? Because that's the thing. You started off young as a pro. You had that year off, but being in that gym, what was that like training alongside them every day?
yeah. So like when at the end of my amateur career, I was sort of like I was not the top dog at St Mary's, but like I was top of the tree sort of thing. Like everyone was like looking up to me in a way. Like
Yeah.
I was the one there the longest, and then when I turned pro, I was like starting at the bottom again. Do you know, like so when I got in there, it was proper daunting at first. Like you see all these on TV, and like I watch a lot of boxing, so I know how good they all are. So then when you go in there, you think bloody hell. But it makes you work harder to try and stick with them.
Mm.
So it's such a benefit of training with people like that or training alongside and watching them because it makes you think, right, I know what level it takes and
Yeah.
how much hard work it takes to get there. So yeah, like the man it's improved me and benefited me as a fighter is tenfold.
Mm. The thing is, you're 8-0, 2 KOs, but you've had
Yeah.
those 8 fights in about 2 or 3 years. I just want to
Yeah.
get your thoughts on how the journey's been so far because it's been a bit of a mad when you fought at York Hall loads. Talk to me
Yeah.
about how it's been.
Yeah, at first, like I didn't. professional boxing was weird to me. Like the first couple of fights, I was like, oh, this takes a bit of getting used to, and it's a lot different to amateur boxing. Like amateur boxing, you don't know you're boxing, you don't have to sell tickets, and it's easy. And then when you're at professional boxing, you're like, oh bloody hell, this is hard work. But I really enjoy it now. Like enjoy all like the build up to the fights, and now like I've had 8 fights, like you said, in 2 years. I'm like I can see like there's a path where I'm going now. The first couple I just got used to it, and now I'm really pushing on now. So yeah, I'm
Mm.
couldn't be more happy with how it's going.
The thing is, your next fight is massive. You're fighting a 10-0 pro in Weber Kane at your
Yeah.
call for the Southern Area title. Before we get into that, you said about how it's been really building up now. What's the buzz been like in your hometown in Chatham and Kent? What's it been like?
Yeah, good. I've got obviously the football clubs behind me now, Chatham Town. They're doing well in football, so it's a good partnership. So they're getting behind me. They're helping me sell tickets and stuff like that. So yeah, it's starting to really people are starting to know now. Like the interest is starting to build up, and if I win this, then I'm off to the races. You know what I mean? Like there's been talks that maybe do boxing back in Chatham, back at the football club. So yeah, this is a big fight. And if I can win this and get this out of the way, then yeah, it really opens up doors.
The thing is, the fight itself, I feel like just looking at it on paper, it's a real turning point in your career because he's got a similar record to yours. He's coming
Yeah,
for the title like you.
yeah.
What do you think of the fight itself? What do you think of it?
Yeah, it's a good fight. Like we've both taken it. Like it's a real 50-50 fight.
Mm,
We're both taking it, both unbeaten, both risking it. But like it's what boxing's about, really, isn't it?
mm,
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll make for a great fight, and I think it will catch fire. Our styles will gel well.
yeah. 23 years old, though, fighting for the Southern Area title at York Hall. Mate, it sounds like a chapter in a book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. No, it's literally like the way it was planned. Like when I spoke to Adam about turning pro, he said, "Look, we'll get you to near 10-0, Southern Area title first, and then push on." He said to me, "What do you want to do in boxing?" I said, "I want to become British champion,"
Mm,
and he said, "Definitely." So we start off with the Southern Area, and then we'll go from there.
And that's the thing. I've mentioned it already. You're fighting at York Hall for this title. You've already fought there quite a few times, and the thing is, you speak to loads of fighters, and anyone that's fought there will say that it's one of their favourite venues to fight at. What
Yeah,
do you
like
think to it?
I didn't box at York Hall as an amateur like some people did.
Mm,
And I always wanted to box there when I was growing up. So I think I boxed there about a year and a half ago or something like that for the first time. And then all
yeah.
my fights since then have been at York Hall. So I've done about 5 or 6 at York Hall now. So yeah, I'm getting sick of
Yeah,
it.
but moving on from that, I just want to talk to you a little bit about as a young boxer and as an amateur and someone who turned pro quite young. Who was your inspirations in terms of boxing? Like, who was you looking up to at a young age?
Yeah, so when I was growing up, it was like, so first off, it was Ricky Hatton, really.
Mm,
Like, I just missed him, like, in his prime sort of thing. Like, but when I was growing up with boxing, I watched all these fights back and all the
yeah.
documentaries and stuff like
Did
that.
you see him on Dancing on Ice?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
weren't great. Yeah. And then it was more like the Cole Frotches,
Mm,
George Groves, Cole Frampton, who I watched. I was a big fan of growing up. People like them, really like British boxers, and then like Miguel Cotto,
yeah.
Mayweather, Pacquiao, people like that growing up, Marquez. So yeah, just all of them sort of boxers, really.
Mm. I want to talk a little bit about your ambition. You mentioned it briefly there, saying to Adam that you want to be British champion. Talk to me a little bit more about that because that's the thing. You're 23 and you've already got a title fight. How
Mm.
far can you take it? How much do you want out of the sport?
Yeah, like everyone says, oh, I want to become a world champion. Want to become a world champion. The chances are it's very slim. Like I've seen unbelievable fighters not become world champions,
Yeah.
so it's a hard task. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So I want to become British champion. That's what I've grown up wanting to win the Lone Star belt since I was a kid, really. So that's the main goal. And then once I win that, and then see how far it takes me. Then go as far as I can. But I'd be disappointed if I ended my career not as a British champion.
Yeah. Well, last question from me, mate. It's been a pleasure speaking to you so far, but we're so early in the year and you've got this massive fight coming up. Talk to me about where you want to be come the end of the year. It's Christmas time, you're with your family, with your friends. What have you done by the end of 2024?
Um, I like to have the English title wrapped around my waist. Really, I think if I win this, which I will, and then I've got opportunities. Really, I can defend it. I can move on. There's some good fights around at super featherweight. There's a lot of talent at super featherweight as well. So yeah, there's a lot of good fights, but hoping to get a good 4 fights in this year, and yeah, be knocking on the door for English really.
Brilliant, mate. Well, like I say, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. I've been Lyndon Dixon. He's been Robert Caswell. Look out for his next fight in February. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks very much, mate.